Not today, pal. Not today.
Welcome to the pod. My guest today is Sal Vulcano. Most people know him from Impractical Jokers. To me, you should go down and always be known for taste buds.
Thank you, bro.
It's the best.
Oh man, thank you.
Dude, it's so, because after, like, I think
you were a guest on it.
Before you had me on, I think I had I watched it just to be like, to know what I was going to do.
Yeah.
And then after did the deep dive, and I was like, this is, if you're a New Yorker and you're living somewhere else, if you want to feel like you're back home,
that's dope.
you just fucking throw on taste buds, and it's like your friends arguing, but
Yeah.
this is what you do. Like,
It's what you do.
It's okay to fucking fight and be like, I hate you. You're a fucking idiot. You're so stupid. Like, where do you want to go for lunch?
That's
like,
exactly how we are.
It's the best.
Oh, that's like one of the best like descriptions and compliments I've gotten for that show, which is on hiatus. I have 2 podcasts on hiatus, Hey Babe and Taste Buds. I do other comics, Joe DeRosa and Chris DiStefano. But we just got a bunch of projects, and we were in like 3 years into both of them, and it was starting to get hard to fit into the schedule, and I didn't like to half-ass anything. So we're like, let's pause it. Let's take a break. Let the audience like miss us, and we'll come back in a little while. And people still like, oh yeah, you're not coming back. It's bullshit. And it's like, no, we truly will come back when we want. Yeah,
Right.
We have we love doing it, and with no intention of not doing it again. But like things get in the way, and like so it's like let it breathe a little bit, and then when we can put time and effort into it. I don't want to do anything half. So
100%.
So I was coming back. I actually I'm starting a new talk show podcast called Manush, a solo one that's coming out at the end of the fall, which is completely different. It's like a one-on-one, like absurd, like tongue-in-cheek interview thing that's like half conversation, half sketch, and it goes like in and out of conversations and sketch comedy.
That's great.
It's different. It's completely different. I'm shooting in like 10 episode seasons, so I don't have to do it every week, because that was the issue with that. It's like I needed to do 2 every single week.
Right.
And, between touring and other projects, it was just like tough. So I started this project. I'm excited about it because it's the first one I've done solo. I did a podcast with Q from Impractical Jokers called "What Say You" like for a while, but like this is the first one, and it's just different than what's going on out there right now. It's more like a talk show. It's like a really weird talk show type of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to do that. But yeah, I'd love to have you on.
Of course. But yeah, plug everything.
Sure. So I'm on tour right now. Sal Vulcano Comedy. For tickets, I'm adding dates all the time. I'm touring all the way through 2027. So there's like 40 cities up now, but a lot more. But I have a lot of big shows coming up. I'm in Austin February 1st. I'm playing the Ryman Theater in Nashville in April, the Beacon Theater in December in New York, and the Chicago Theater on November 14th in Chicago. So always updating those dates. And I got a new pod coming out called Manush, which I mentioned. It's salvulcanocomedy.com for tour info and stuff.
Can't wait.
But Taste Buds, yeah, I appreciate that. And if you had Joe DeRosa, who was my partner on this pod.
Yeah.
So you got a taste, your audience got a taste of what he's like.
Yeah, he's great.
That's how we conceived the show. It's like Joe can pretty much argue about anything. It could be taxing and a little exhausting.
Yeah.
But it's why you love him. So like
100%.
during COVID, we like rented our friends of ours, and we rented a little house when you had to like stay in your own clique or whatever, like.
Yeah, of course.
And we
what
were
was it called? Your
pot? No, you're
what was it called during COVID? Your group. What
you
was
have
that
to stay
called?
with your own.
Your pod? Is it a pod? Like
I forget. They had a name for it.
Yeah.
So your circle, I don't know, whatever the heck it
Yeah.
was. But anyway, so we were lucky enough to go up like to Long Island. We had a pool during like for a little bit. So we were in the pool every day fighting about food, and we were just going at it. And I'm like, is this a podcast? He's like, I think it is, dude. And I was like, do you want to do this? Do you want to just argue about food? Because like, first of all, like I hate like everything's so like I just want to be escapism. Like, you know what I mean? Just
Of course.
nonsense stuff. It's, I think what's so funny that we got so passionate.
It's the best.
Like we got into real screaming arguments about this stuff. But it's like the other good thing is that everyone has an opinion on food. Everyone.
100%.
So it's like when you listen along, it's like it is, hopefully the idea was that it was engaging, but.
Well, for sure. But I also think what's so annoying to me now is like there's this, not that it's a new thing, but I feel like there's a thing now where people are like, well, if you're in an argument and you get like animated, you lost, or like you're supposed to stay calm and this. Where for me, it's like the reason I became an actor was because my manager saw me on the street being fucking animated, and like that's who I was, and that's the reason why he was like, hey, he should do fucking commercials or this, because I was just on the street with my dad, and this guy came over and was like, hey, I'm a manager, like here's my card. he should go on auditions.
What were
and
you
stuff.
doing in that moment?
Who knows? I was just being a fucking New York kid, like why, like whatever
Right,
the fuck I was
right,
doing,
right,
and he
right.
was like, "Oh, like this kid," but like, you know, there's this thing where it's like, "Oh, you should always stay calm," and it's like I love back in the day being with my friends at the top of our lungs, being like, "You're a fucking idiot. I'm not ordering from there. I'm
Right,
ordering
right,
from here because we could order from both." Like
It's how we spoke,
It's
really,
yeah,
yeah.
and it's the best, and I miss it because like. You know, people I'm friends with now, mainly, especially here, now that I'm sober too and everything, it's like there's a much calmer and it's like, which is great.
good.
But then,
Yeah.
like, you know, sometimes I miss and that's like,
I
there's
grew up
some-
around loud, you know. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
constantly. Yeah, it was everything was the dog fucking barking, the bell goes, like everything was just loud and intense. And so it's like,
You miss it, right?
I am happy that I'm
Yeah.
away from it. But then when I get back in
miss a
it,
little bit, yeah.
I'm like, ooh, this is good. And I think
Yeah.
it's why. It's a reason also why, like, for a while I was into like watching like the Real Housewives.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
because it's like
That little-
I can control this crazy. Like
Yeah.
I'm totally calm now in my life. I don't drink. I don't do anything. It's always calm. I meditate. I this. But then there's sometimes where it's like I need
Mix it up a
to
little.
watch these crazy people be fucking crazy,
Yeah.
and then turn that off and go. I'm so happy I'm not back there, but I need to know
Yeah.
that I need to get back for a minute.
I understand, yeah. And then, you know, and I think that was the juxtaposition of like getting really fiercely argumentative about like everything bagels. Is that juxtaposition was hopefully comedic as well, but
For sure. But you know what it is too? It's like people with me, I notice like now outside of New York, when I argue with somebody, people will be like, "Oh, you're getting mad." And I'm like, "Mad?"
yeah, bro. I
don't even know what you're
you're raising
talking
your voice. I'm like, it's not me.
Yeah,
raising
I'm
my
like,
voice.
I'm on a scale of 1 to 10. There was one time where I think was like, "Yo, yeah, somebody said that you were mad in the pod." And I was like, from a 1 to a 10, it was 0.
Right,
like, I
right.
don't even know what you're talking
Right,
about.
right,
Like, it was
right.
just like,
Right.
it goes. And that, and I really think, like, obviously it happens everywhere, but I think it's a very New York, like, you know, Joe Rogan has talked before where, like, when you're driving a car, the reason you snap so quick is because you're in this like pressure situation. Like every move could be your life or that.
Right.
Where like when you're walking around New York and like everything is so much that then when somebody's like, "Hey, you have $1?" You're like, "Leave me the fuck alone."
Yeah.
You know, instead
There's
of being like
overstimulation.
"Oh."
Yeah, for sure.
So you can, I
It's
just
good
I
to
miss
get
it.
zen though too. I'm trying to do that as well. But you know, our normal growing up was a lot of yelling. So.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like fun to me. Where there's some
Yeah.
people where it's like, no, this is never fun. Like I never want to be in this space.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
I'm like, and that's why there's some pods I put on where it's like I just want to check out and not be. But with your pod, it was something where like you wanted to be in the room
Join
so many
in.
times
Oh, that's
to
awesome.
be like, are you fucking kidding? Like, how do you think that this is a real?
You got to come back when we start again because now you could like really lean into it. Now.
Yeah, 100%. I could argue about food all day. One of my best friends, his girlfriend used to always be like, "I know when you guys are on the phone because you'll talk about food for an hour and a half."
Yeah.
Of just like,
'cause
no.
it's the best.
Yeah, and be like, we'll argue over like, you know, you have to order the chicken franchise from the place Delicia's that we would get. You have to order it well done. You know, and he'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh no, but why don't they just do it?" It was like this whole
It's
thing.
perfect. Yeah. And I wasn't like a food expert, but like after doing like 200 episodes of that podcast, like people come to me for like commentary on food. And like, I just became like in the food space.
Yeah.
And it's all I'm doing is just giving my opinion, but I'm like fighting it. Sometimes we would do like non-food items because we didn't want to just like, wanted to branch a little bit, but also as ridiculous. Like we'd argue pencil versus pen.
Right.
You know
it's
what I
the
mean?
best.
Or like,
it's so good.
you know, morning versus night, you know, whatever. But it's like the point, the whole like secret sauce was getting passionate, which is real easy to do with Joe because I mean, you were just talking about him coming into the room, the studio last time,
Yeah.
and he was already like a head case about something.
But I think before you said hello to Jamie, his intro was, "I don't want to offend you guys."
Yeah, I don't know if
And
you
then
guys
started talking about something that he thought would be offensive. We said it wasn't, and then a minute later he was like, I don't think we should talk. This is offensive." And we're like, "What? Like, what are you talking about?" So it's like, but when I watching him on Taste Buds and then also watching him on like DeStefano, like stuff he did with DeStefano, where he would come in with the premise of like, "Oh, I'm so hungover, I'm this, I'm that," and then when people would be like, "Hey, maybe you need to," he'd be like, "I'm fine." Like, I love it. Like, I wish I knew him better, so I felt more comfortable making fun of him right now. You know, I don't know him well enough.
No,
to do
you
it,
can,
but
you can. That's the beauty of him. You can just right away dig in. You know what I mean?
So good.
Yeah.
So as somebody who loves to debate stuff, here's what I want to ask you.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Jamie-Lynn is not here. this is the first episode that we've ever done that she's not here for.
Are you serious?
The first one. So
What?
So,
What happened? What did I do?
And this is my question: is this respect or is it disrespect? Because when we can't do it, we've done over 100. When we can't do it together, nor they say like, "Hey, this person's in town." We go, "No, it's okay. Like we don't want." But when I heard you were in town, I was like, "We have to do it."
Man,
so is that respect or is it disrespect that she's not here? That's the.
Well, it's respect from you, disrespect from Jamie.
Yeah,
We'll deal with her on the next pod. I don't know.
I wish.
I'm sorry she couldn't make it. I had never met her prior to this, but
she's the best.
But yeah, no, but we can hold it down. That's cool.
Oh, yeah,
I will
yeah.
try to do her proud. You know.
Yeah, I think it's great that we made it to over 100 without having to. I thought we would have to.
That's
sub
pretty
in.
good, man.
She's got 2 kids. She's
life
worked.
gets
She
in the
this.
way.
So I was like, oh, we'll definitely at some point have to do it.
Right.
And we didn't even have to do
Today's
this now.
the day. This guy. Right
we
here.
didn't even have to do this.
Right.
This was like out of choice. Usually when you do like a sub where the person's not there, it's because you have to. Like you're like, oh, we need a pod this week.
Right,
Or
right,
this,
right.
We're like, she went away.
You
so
weren't.
We
You weren't
too.
in. You weren't in dire straits for a pod.
Not at
You
all.
It was. I love it.
You were in town, and I was like, I can't
love
let him leave.
That's awesome.
Without getting him on the show.
That's dope.
Because I got to tell him how much I fucking love Taste Buds.
Oh, dude, you make me feel good. That's so
It's
nice.
so good. So
Thanks, dude.
For anybody who doesn't know Taste Buds, I
It's
pulled
so funny because it's like I'm not doing it right now. It's like, we're going into it, but one day.
But that's what's so great about like YouTube and like it's all like for somebody who's
You can
never
still
seen
go
it,
watch
it's new.
200 eps,
Like it's
yeah.
brand new. It's
Yeah.
not like a show from the fucking 70s where you're like, oh, this doesn't work anymore.
Anyone else tired of the never-ending spam calls, texts, and links? Your security deserves to be a priority, and Cash App treats it that way. With Security Lock, Cash App requires a successful Face ID or biometric authentication to access your account. It's like your money is protected by your own personal bodyguard, even if your phone is lost or stolen. Plus, if you're about to send money to someone new and Cash App notices something looks a little bit off or that you might be falling for a scam, it will send you a warning before the money is sent to confirm that everything looks right. Turn on Security Lock in your Cash App settings today and pay attention to scam warnings to keep your money safe. Learn more at cash.app/security. For a limited time, new Cash App customers can earn $10 if they use code SECURE10 in their profile at sign up and send $5 to a friend within 14 days. Terms apply. Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services provided by Cash App's bank partners. Prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Discounts and promotions provided by Cash App, a Block Inc. brand. Visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. Starting something new is almost always stressful. Before we launched this podcast, there were so many questions to be answered, from setup and filming schedules to branding and merch. Analysis paralysis quickly set in, and that's why we turned to Shopify to get us started. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S., from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands like us here at YMH. They have hundreds of ready-to-use templates to build an online store that fits your brand and plenty of AI tools to accelerate content creation. Shopify possesses world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping. So if you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Turn your big business idea into with Shopify on your side. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/nottoday. All lowercase. Go to shopify.com/nottoday. Shopify.com/nottoday.
Yes. What an ad. I'm already signed up for Shopify. I'm going to double down.
Cha-ching!
So I pulled a couple of clips just
shit.
to give people a taste of
do it.
what I love about this show.
So do you? I sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy. Do you feel like I'm going crazy?
Do you think our friends?
All right, go to the just go. You can just rifle them off.
No, I know. Swear to God. You just make shit up.
I don't
at this
make
point.
shit up.
You just
Sal, I hang out with you every week.
Oh my God, Joe. My goodness. What? Yes, you do. The way you flipped out is insane.
Stop acting like people that smoke pot smoke it once a week.
Oh, this was
Stop
a heated
acting like
one.
you smoke it once a week. People that
I
smoke
didn't.
pot.
I didn't say that.
So
you
and
just
I
said it. I didn't say anything
I
like
said
that.
I
habitually.
love
weed
this.
versus alcohol was a heated one.
Yeah.
I remember like there's a handful that like, and then afterward people would be writing like, I don't like it when you really fight. I'm like, guys, we went to eat right after that. Like,
That's
I don't know
what
what
I'm
you're
saying.
what are you talking about?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
like it's like your friends have to be able to do this, and you be
Yeah.
Just like, no, that's just how they, or maybe it's not they should, but that's how it was.
Yeah,
always for
you
me.
know what's so funny though, right? Like Joe, you remember how he said he came in, he's like, I don't want to insult you. Then he was like, maybe I shouldn't say it, and he second guessed himself. So sometimes we'd get into a heated debate, right? And then so one day he writes me and he goes, hey, are you taking any of this home with you? Right? And I'm like, no, what do you mean? He's like we got into a heated debate. Are you mad at me? And I'm like, Joe, what do you mean? I'm like, it's a comedy pod where we argue. Like, you think I'm thinking about weed versus alcohol when you leave? Like, no, I'm not mad at you. He's like, all right. He's like, because I just don't want to. And I'm like, what do you? So we started doing this thing where we started doing these chants.
It's the best.
So to get us in the headspace of wanting to like really fight each other, in the beginning we would chant, it's time to get salty, it's time to get salty, it's time to get salty. And then we would each insult each other once.
It's the best.
Right? And so like whatever, I mean, on the spot. And usually it's funny and stuff. And then we get into like a real competitive mood. But then after he started saying that he was like nervous to like bring this energy outside, we'd hold each other's arms and look at each other in the eyes and goes, before we start, and go, no matter what happens, I love you. No matter what happens, I love you. No matter what happens, I love you. and then we'd take a nice thing and then start doing it. And that was all because Joe was second guessing if sometimes you were actually getting too heated where it would like be affecting our real relationship.
And can I tell you what that is? That's not, because I know from personal, that's not having kids and a wife and all this stuff.
Right.
Because there's been like 2 or 3 times where something happened on this podcast, and I would hit up Jamie like a few hours later and be like, hey, you're like, with what, like, you sure you don't want to take that out? And she's like, I forgot. Because she gets home and the kids are like, I need this, I need that.
Right.
And where for me, I go home to an empty apartment,
Right.
and then you're sitting around at something, and then you go, hey, wait, I wonder, like, Jamie's all right?
Right,
you know,
right,
or
right.
other people who have, they leave here and it's constant
Right.
shit. They don't dwell. Like, Jamie's never dwelled on something and been like, a month later or this, where
Right.
I'm like, hey, I'm just making sure she's all right.
Yeah.
you know?
You got that, just that extra space that's not being taken up by the kids to bang around in there and second guess stuff. Yeah.
Right, and it's also
be considerate.
Right, and also when I lay in bed, I'm not exhausted and passed out from exhaustion
Right.
because a kid woke me up at 6 a.m. Like,
I'm in hard camp because I have kids, so I try not to dwell on that. Joe definitely is the you in that scenario.
Yeah, it happens. But it's like you just have to know that you're with somebody who, like, because I have best friends in New York that I grew up with where, like, no matter what happens, I'm never like, are we all right?
Right.
Are they okay?
Yeah,
It's like, no, that's
we started making merch. No matter what happens, I love you. It was like a big seller. People loved it.
I mean, dude, I remember growing up in my family, like, we never made it through a holiday. Never made it through a holiday.
Without fighting, you mean?
Without full on,
like a blowout or something like that?
Leaving, like, get in the car, like, and you're like, oh, but when you were a kid, you're like, yeah, this is what happened.
Yeah. Holidays, there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
Whose house you got to get to, this, that, the other. It's just a lot going on. Did you grow up with siblings or?
So I at first I was an only child, and then my mom had 1 kid, and my dad had 4 other kids.
Okay, so you were around.
I've been a part of both. Like, I've tasted both.
Yeah, the bigger the family, the more chaotic, obviously. But
yeah. And you know what it is too? It's like the men in my family always drank, and the women didn't. But a lot of times it was the women who ended up in the fights.
Yeah.
About shit. Yeah, it was. I'm thinking back to very specific things, and you're like, wow, yeah, they were really getting out. I wonder why too. I wonder because maybe it's because we didn't make it until nighttime even. Like, I remember get in the car, the sun was still out, and in New York during holidays, that's like 5 p.m.
Right,
and it's like, get back in the car, we're leaving here, and this, where like, I think the alcohol fights start coming around 9-10 at night, where I just fucking hate. But the crazy thing is also, and maybe that's why I don't like carry that anger with people who I fight with, is like, the next day my family was fine.
Yeah.
There was never, and they never did a healthy makeup ever.
Really?
It was always like, hey, I left a hat over there, I'm gonna come get it, and then like just make it okay like that. But it was never like, hey, I want to talk about what hat. Like, no, I'm a fucking 40-year-old adult, and I guess times have changed.
That's so funny. I remember one time because a lot of people ask me, like, with the show, with Impractical Jokers, the show. I've known those guys since I'm 13, and when we're working, like, we're really working, like, because we'll be filming the show, and I also tour with them. Besides my stand-up tour, I tour with them. That's stopped now, but like, so I've never stopped touring. I'll tour for 2 years alone, then 2 years with them, then 2 years alone, then 2 years. So when we're touring and in production, I see those guys 7 days a week. So it's like, now we're like doing the show 14 years. It's like people are like, do you guys fight? And I think like we've learned to manage each other and work really well together for people that are with each other 24/7 and understand how the give and take of it all and stuff like that. But it's inevitable. Like you're going to like every once in a while have like a blow up or a fight over something. We don't try to dwell on it. I remember one time, I don't even remember what it was about, but because we don't have a lot, but Q and I got into a blowout and we like, I mean, a yelling blowout. And then we had to film the next day, it was like a real one. And I had forgotten my shirt at his house. Like, I left my hat.
Right.
And then I remember he came to set the next day and I'm like, what's set going to be like? Cause we like really, fought yesterday. And he just walked in and he's like, because I knew I left my shirt. He just had my shirt on him. He just threw my shirt. He goes, "You left your shirt at my house. I wet my ass with it." And then we just moved on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like,
that's it. And now that I'm like, I've had a couple of relationships and this, and I'm 40 and sober and this. It's like, I try to approach things in a way of like, okay, let's talk about what happened this way and that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, is that right? I don't know. My family seems fine. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, they never have to sit. But sometimes
I think it's about what works for you. Like that's all it is. I mean, like, I have been trying to definitely become more zen because like stress will kill you.
Yeah.
And I come from a long line of worriers. Like my grandparents, my parents, they're worry people. You know what I mean? And it's like,
yeah.
I don't want to take that on. I'm something that like someone obsess over every little decision, second guess myself in those contexts, in like life context.
Yeah, for sure.
And was always like worried about something. I'm too controlling. Like I want everything to go the right way, and I obsess over that. So I'm trying to let go a lot. So like I've been working on doing that. Like just like not sweating the small stuff and stuff, just to get to that place of like even keelness, you know what I mean? But but like that's just me internally. But with the family, it's like if we're having, still to this day, if we're having holidays, it's like it's mayhem.
Yeah,
it's mayhem, especially now with like a lot of us have younger kids and like that whole new crop of cousins it's not us anymore.
Yeah,
it's like the little kids, and I'm watching them like vicariously like remembering like me and all my cousins and all the stuff we did and like what that was like.
Yeah.
To see all that like again with them is just awesome. So I invite that like chaos and them running around.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I think the age-old argument is like, well, who is healthier? The people who just fucking let it all out and then they're fine the next day, or the people who are like, because now that I'm like, dude, when I was fucking 20, there was no such thing as like, maybe I shouldn't say that.
Right.
Like no one in my family, none of my friends, we never had that. It was like, whatever it's all coming out. Where now that I'm 40, it's like, here's what I want to say, but let me wait. Let me sit with that. Let me see if that's really what I should say.
That's a big one. That's a big one that's helped me to not react emotionally. So if I'm having an emotional reaction, like I'll say like, I'm going to wait a day on this. And it really does change. Your state of mind changes. Your approach changes. The way you respond to people change. You don't say anything that you might regret. Like that's been a big one for me. But like, when I was younger, I go to my grandparents' house. My grandmother would be like, "You're getting fat."
Oh,
I'm like, "Oh, thanks."
And I was like,
I didn't even get insulted. I'm like, "Oh, whatever."
Yeah, they would call you nicknames that just meant fat.
Yeah.
Like, and it
What's
was
up,
like,
meatball?
oh, yeah. Like, and you're just like, oh, yeah, I'm fat.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
The last wallet I had was busting at the seams by the time I was done with it. That's why I switched to Ridge Wallet, and I've never looked back.
Guys, I used to go to Vegas all the time. You know what happens in Vegas? When you use your card plate, they steal your information. Then I would get canceled, fraud. You're in Vegas. You're on a trip. It ruins your whole
what a
shit.
nightmare.
So what happens when you use Ridge Wallet? They can't do that.
Well, say hello to Ridge 2.0, their most refined wallet yet. It's 10% lighter and even more modular and improved. Cash straps, money clips, and AirTag attachments. Losing your wallet is the worst, but those days are over thanks to the Ridge Tracker Card. It is the perfect way to have peace of mind amidst holiday shopping and travel. For a limited time, Ridge is having their huge Black Friday sale. Head to ridge.com/nottoday to get up to 47% off your order. Wow. This is by far the biggest discount they've given all year. That's ridge.com for up to 47% off your order during their biggest sale of the year. And after your purchase, they'll ask about where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Please. Look, I'll be real. Keeping track of money used to stress me out. It felt like I had to have a finance degree to make my money work for me. But with Acorns, you don't have to be a Wall Street expert. Acorns takes your money and puts it into portfolios built by actual professionals. So you'll be investing smart instead of just throwing away money around and hoping that it works.
Guys, I'll tell you, investing has saved my life. It saved my life.
It saved your life.
Yeah, I don't think I would be here if it wasn't for investing. So
You wouldn't have nice hoodies and hats.
no way. Guys, Acorns is incredible. Tell them, James.
Sign up now and Acorns will boost your new account with a $5 bonus investment. Join the over 14 million all-time customers who have already saved and invested over $27 billion with Acorns. So head to acorns.com/nottoday or download the Acorns app to get started. Paid non-client endorsement compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 2 compensation provided. Potential subject to various factors such as customer's account, age, and investment settings. Does not include Acorns fees. Results do not predict or represent the performance of any Acorns portfolio. Investment results will vary. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/nottoday.
What do you think is the most annoyed you ever got with him during the pod? Was it?
There was one episode toward the end where it just got to the point where I think we were both like stressed already.
Yeah.
And it really was like it wasn't, but okay. So to the viewer itself, I forget what it was something ridiculous like,
Burger King and Wendy's.
heroes versus roles or something
Right,
like that.
yeah.
And it was the most mundane thing. And it just took on a new level where like we really, really were fighting. I did not care afterward. I really didn't at all.
Yeah.
He did a little. And the viewers, like the listeners, really were like, this is insane. And they were taking sides. And to be honest, 90% of the people took his side, which looking back, I don't see it.
Yeah, right.
But also it's not that important. Like, but the listeners were like, fuck this. I'm not listening anymore. That's unfair. And like, they got like, and at the end of the day, I'm like, guys, you're listening to us argue about heroes versus roles. Like it took, because it was that thing where we started arguing about the argument. And that the way we were arguing, so like it took on another life of its own. Then we started arguing about that, and so it wasn't even about. So then we started like just like arguing about like, don't do that, you fucking do that. After like 180 episodes, you know, we're keeping fights contained to comedy. Arguments contained to comedy. Yeah. So I think one got away from us where it was like, I think it felt a little bit more like people were like, this is like listening to my parents like in a fight, you know, like,
right.
But again, at the end of that episode, yes, I could recognize that it went a little differently than usual, but I didn't care. And it was just so funny, like the blowback on those comments. I think I turned and was like, tell me in the comments who's right now. And everybody was like, fuck you. And I was like, all right, I'll take the L if I need to take the L. It's no big deal.
What, you found it, you think?
I'm pretty sure. Here, let's listen.
Italian bread. We make rolls. I don't know that it is Italian bread. Italian bread to me has a very different consistency
How did you
than what our
find this?
bread has.
Rolls, or you make heroes.
That's a roll.
It's a roll.
It's a hero
When
roll.
you say a roll, we make roll.
Oh, I'm with you here.
That's a
roll or
Kaiser.
hero.
That's a Kaiser roll. Then there's a hero roll.
If you went to the store for me and I said, get me ham and cheese on a roll, would you come back with hero bread? No.
I might.
Get a round bread.
I would ask you
I
what
don't know
kind of
where
roll
you're
you
from.
want.
I don't know where you're from. Then.
Philadelphia, baby.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about.
The sandwich
Here
kingdom.
you say I want a hero or I want a roll. It's two.
Oh, good.
I could
Well,
listen
let's
to
apply
this all day.
Staten Island's rules to the rest. Standard.
Most.
No,
we had to
it's
do a
not
part
most.
two. We started
It's
fighting so
not
much we did
most.
two
It's
parts.
most because you. I hate when you do this so much. I hate it so much. It makes me so mad. It makes me so mad when you apply the 3 stupid shops you've eaten at your whole life to the entire globe.
47 years of living in New York and eating pizzerias.
Yeah, on the same 3 blocks.
That's what I
pause
just-
this. I'm the exact same way, and I've had this thing. But here's one that's like kind of very similar to this, right? Is like growing up when you said a couple, it meant 3, 4, 5, 6, like whatever. And then there's people who are like, no, a couple always and only means 2.
Okay, this is really funny that you're bringing this up. This is a current and continuing debate between my wife and I, but I'm in the camp of a couple always means 2. And
I get it.
She says a couple, and I take it as 2, and she means 3, 4, 5. And I'm like, who are you? And look it up. Just look it up. Like
100%.
A few is 3 or 4. A couple is 2. That's the distinction made between the two. If you're taking 3 or 4 to mean a couple, then a couple has no point anymore.
But what about if somebody says, I'm going to be a couple minutes late?
2. No, wait. Okay, wait, hold.
See?
Very good. A couple, no, that's good. That's good. I jump reacted to that. In that context, I believe that to mean I give you more than 2 there. I give you more. I probably give you up to 10 in that scenario. But that's a very unique scenario. Very well. Very good.
Thank you.
But when she says I need a couple of apples, or there's gonna be a couple of kids from her class there, or whatever the hell she says, and she says 3, 4, and we might as well make an episode out of it, because this is I'm like, it gets me so frustrated.
Or if somebody says, hey, can I have a couple of your fries?
Yeah, okay. In that instance, I would take that to mean a few. But I'm interpreting it and understand what you. But then there's instances where you say a couple, and I'll tell you right now, no, that means 2 right there. That means 2.
Right. That's why it's a thing. But
So wait, so
I
which one are
understand-
you in?
I always grew up, and to me, it was always it meant anything under 5 or whatever.
Okay.
But
Okay.
there's things where I stand strong on my thing, where this is not. I think this is a thing that's like, I don't know. I think it's open to interpretation. It's a tough one, but it is hard for me when somebody stands on that, like, no, it always means 2. And I'm like, I don't know. I think.
Well, okay. I just think if you say something like, I'll be home in a couple of hours, I think that's 2. We're going on vacation for a couple of weeks. I think that's 2. Stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I wish I knew the context in which because she always says a couple when she means a few. One other thing that she does is she says next Wednesday.
Oh, this is
which is the next possible Wednesday. That's this Wednesday. Next Wednesday is the Wednesday after this next Wednesday. And she always says next Wednesday. And I'm like, so 2 Wednesdays from now? She goes, no, the next Wednesday. I'm like, that's this Wednesday. That's in a couple of days, because today's Monday.
yeah. I think that's a tough, if on a Monday, if someone says next Wednesday, I think not 2 days from now, 9 days.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But and I've had that same thing with people, and I'm like, you said next. But I almost think the same way it's people talk about with your body and with food and basically, any food you eat, it's strenuous on your body. Like, they try and find what's the best food to eat, and it turns out anything you eat is strenuous on your body, and sometimes it's good for things when they're strenuous on your body, like going to the gym. It's healthy,
right?
And I almost think for maybe it's just for me, when you have these moments and you watch friends argue, or you're arguing with your friend, and this, I almost think it's like going to the gym for me. Like, I think it's good.
Yeah, you're tapping into a part of your brain that's engaging. It's responding to that and engaging. So you're stimulating yourself with something that you're familiar with, probably. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and I don't want to do it with a stranger on the street.
Right.
I want to do it with somebody who I feel safe with, I'm comfortable with, and I know this is okay, and I can be loose. I don't have to go maybe I shouldn't say this. I can, and then me and that person a week later will go, can you fucking believe we were arguing about this?
Right.
What I see, so I'm almost always with my friends the non-couple guy. So when I show up or when I see people who are married or this, I feel like I'm watching from the outside, and I could go, I think this is what's going on.
Okay.
My friends who are married, together for a long time, everything, I would say 9 out of 10 of their fights are right before dinner, heading to dinner. You show up to dinner, and I'm like, you guys are just hungry. And I'm not joking at all. It's you guys are fucking hungry. Why are you so mad that they're taking an extra 5 minutes? Because you're hungry. I know women who are married who go when I'm getting ready to go out to dinner, I put a snack for my husband and we never fight. It doesn't become a thing. And I'm like
a pet.
Yeah. And I'm like, that's a great thing, because I'm the same way. Sometimes I can be an asshole with my friends.
Yeah.
And then as I'm eating something, I go, why did I do that? And I go, oh, I was fucking hungry. My bad. And now, now that I'm older, I can realize it and apologize and say it. But I can't imagine when I was 20, how many of my fights were I was hungover.
The fight is never about the fights. I go to therapy, and my wife and I also go to therapy because it's great. It's it's really very helpful.
Yeah.
Especially with kids and a high pressure environment and everything. It's good to set aside time and just talk. You know what I mean? you owe yourself that time. So we invest in ourselves by going to therapy. It's not like we're, whatever, but you learn a lot of things. And one thing I learned is like the fight is never about what it's about. It's always an emotional reaction manifesting itself in a way like that. And so the key is then to try to understand and identify immediately like where that's coming from, instead of just plodding forward and going through with a fight over nothing, because those things start to accumulate and build up. And that's the ebb and flow of when you're in like a rut, or like, you guys are like short with each other over everything. It's like compounding because you're not taking a time out and just
100%.
assessing what you need to assess. And so that's something that we try to put into practice. And so like, that's why I could sound like I could speak to something like this.
Yeah, no, listen,
like I'm some type of professional. I'm like, let me tell you something right now.
One of the last girls I dated, what we would mainly fight about is like, she would say something and then I would bring that up later and she would be like, I didn't mean that literally. Like,
Right.
I didn't mean that. And she would be like, you're too like logical with stuff where like, if you hear someone say this, it means the exact thing that they said. And,
Right.
and then I'm sitting there going, I wish someone was here to hear this. It's like, you're telling me
I've had that one.
we fight because I repeat what you say and hold you to what you say. And like, part of me, like there were times where it was frustrating, but there were parts where like when we were getting along and would talk about that stuff, it was fun. Like it was fun to be like, this is just so different. Because when you say, like she would say something like, I don't understand how people could do X, like for anything like politically in this and like, not that I was even on these people's side, but I would go, well, this is why, like this is how they do it. And then an hour later, she'd be like mad at me about something, and I'd be like, well, you said you didn't understand it. And she'd be like, well, no, that's not what I meant.
Right.
And I'm like, what'd you mean? Like, and then
Yeah.
that just be like you said, that becomes
well, a lot of times what we say is not what we meant either. So it's like it's understanding how each other communicate, right? That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, and it's part of the like some people just like reject that and push that away, and sometimes with me, like I like to get into it.
Right,
Like, I
right.
like to be like, wait, let's figure each other out and like talk. It is interesting.
Yeah, it is. I mean, in discourse is good, even in relationships, But
when I was 20, it was like I want no. As soon as it was like, if I thought somebody was being ridiculous, it was like, get me the fuck
get
out.
out.
Of
Yeah,
this
you don't have the capacity. You pull a
conversation.
ripcord.
Yeah, where now I'm like,
Yeah.
wait. Let's
That's
get
it.
as deep as we can into this thing.
That's it,
like,
baby. That's the 40s.
yeah. That's right. Now I'm 40. All right. I got some like almost like rapid fire kind of
right.
taste bud shit. Like it was weird that one said garlic bread because my question for you, the first one is garlic bread or garlic knots?
For me, it's garlic bread.
Garlic bread.
Yeah. I mean, pizza places, a lot of them do the garlic knots. I love garlic and bread in any form.
Of
You're
course.
you're pitting those two against each other. I like the actual like half loaf of garlic bread. I like eating it like it's a fucking airplane wing, the whole thing down,
Right,
just
yeah.
spread like just olive oil and, the knot is a different consistency. It's good to like pop them. It's like the bonbon of bread, but
Yeah.
But I like that golden brown, like crispy, like half a loaf of Italian bread cut in half kind of thing.
Of course.
Yeah. Or where
See-
you could actually like make a chicken sandwich on the garlic bread or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah.
But the reason why I think I might go garlic knots is because like I can go to a dinner and have 15 garlic knots and leave the dinner and go like, I don't know why my stomach hurts. Where like if I eat a cut in half loaf of garlic bread and then I want more after that half, I'm like, this is gonna hurt.
The issue with the garlic bread in general is like I almost can't stop. It's like you become a goldfish. Like I will keep eating it until like there's a problem.
If you give me red sauce with it,
just dip it right in.
I actually had a thing with Jamie where I was saying like, I never thought this before I was fucking 35, but now I might actually like Italian bread with butter in red sauce better than pizza.
Oh, dude, I know exactly what you mean. I
The
know exactly.
I
what
mean,
you mean.
it's fucking
There's not a better
incredible.
bite. It's just a slap on that butter right there. The bread's hot and crispy. You dunk it in the sauce, and then the sauce with the cold butter, but the sauce is hot.
You want to make it a 10?
I'll punch my grandmother right in the face.
Yeah. If you want to make it a 10, if it's sauce from like lasagna or something, you get a little piece of meat in the sauce. It's a
The
fucking
dunk.
10 out of 10. Like, it's like, this is better than, like, if you
Yeah.
put that meat on a piece of pizza and eat it, it
No.
doesn't do the same.
Dude, I actually seriously, I have a friend who had a couple of little restaurants and stuff, and I called him up and I was like, I have an idea. I was like, I think that you should, or we should, like, is this a good idea? A place called Bread and Butter. and you come in and it's all different types of butters and all different types of breads, and maybe we serve like, just some drinks, whatever kind of drinks you want, whether it be beer, coffee, beverage. But then you just sit down with a piping hot, fresh bread basket, different assortment of both. And just because really, honestly, I've said this in the past, but
You're a genius.
Put me at a Michelin, restaurant. Give me tell me the best chef. Give me his best bite, and then also just give me hot, fresh, warm bread and butter, and it's gonna compete with the best Michelin. So it's one of the great joys in life.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I want to go to a place where I could just get fresh, hot bread and butter and just pound it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If that was healthy for you, I would look like Michael Phelps or something. You know what I mean? Like,
it's so good.
Yeah.
I grew up going to public schools in New York, so I had my friends who were like, oh, you live in this really nice apartment, you can't believe it. And then I had friends like me who grew up in fucking income housing and this.
Right.
So those friends would collide, we'd all go out to dinner somewhere. And I remember one of the hardest I've ever laughed. So my friends' parents owned a French restaurant. And me and my friends had never, now we're older now. Like this is my friends in a later time, but we're like 16, maybe 15. And they're like, for the first time ever, he's like, yo, we can go to my family's place for dinner. It's my birthday, whatever. Like 6 of us are going. He goes, you have to wear a jacket. And we're like, fuck, I don't even know. Like mine is like
show
3
up in a
times
starter
too
jacket.
big. Yeah, I got a Dolphins fucking jacket on with a zipper. He's like, no, not this. And I remember we're all like fucking dressed up, and like I don't know if I've ever seen my friends dressed up at 16. It was like the first, like unless it was like a bar mitzvah maybe or something. Like
or something.
yeah, it was like we were like, wow, like this is crazy. So we go into
you were a gentleman about town.
Yeah, we're like, look at us, and we so don't. As soon as we're like smoking cigarettes outside, smoking weed, and we walk in and we sit down and we start eating, and the guy comes over with like a bread assortment. Like all different things, and he has like the baguette, this thing, that thing, another thing, and he goes to my friend
I'll
Frank.
eat a full baguette like nobody's business.
He goes to my friend Frank, who is like the most not fitting in right now, and he goes, "Which one would you like?" And he says the baguette. So he puts the baguette on his little side plate, and my friend Frank, I still to this day, my friend Frank picks it up and he taps it on the plate, and it's like ding ding ding, and he looks at the guy, he goes, "Yesterday's bread, horse," because like he used to have a nickname for everyone. He would just call him Horse. He'd be like, "Hey, yo, Horse," and he tapped it on the plate, and he looks at him and goes, "Yesterday's bread, horse." The entree came, and I
This
still
young kid in a suit jacket just trying to school a French waiter.
Oh, and this guy didn't even smile at him. He's holding the tongue, just looking at him like, you piece of shit, Howard. Because he knew he's serving a bunch of 15-year-olds. It's a kid's restaurant. He's not getting a tip.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And I just I literally
so funny.
remember not enjoying my entree as much because I was sweating. I was laughing
so
my
hard. Yeah,
stomach was
isn't it the
hurting.
best?
And he didn't say it like, hey guys, I'm doing a joke here. He did it between him and
Yeah,
this guy.
yeah.
And he was like yesterday's bread.
It's funny just on paper, but you put a 16-year-old saying it in a sports coat. It's even funnier.
My God, we laughed forever. And then the other time that he said something like this was on my 21st birthday. We all got a club in Vegas was like, hey, we'll send you a limo and pick you up at your apartment. Your friends will pay for everybody's hotel rooms, your 21st birthday, everything. So I was like, all right. I hit up all my boys. I'm like, we're going to Vegas, baby,
Right.
So we go, we get the fucking, we're in the limo, and my one friend's friend was like paying his own way, but he wanted to come with us. And we were friends too, but like he didn't know my friends in that way. Okay. And we're sitting in the limo and we're all together. And my friend, like this guy Frank, he's like, he's in good shape, and he's like, yeah, I'm in the gym every day. And this other kid goes, he goes, I go to the gym every day too. And he looks right at him. He goes, what do you do? Mop the floors? Bro,
he said that to the kid that wasn't part of the group.
Yeah, he said that to this guy who was not in good shape at all. But he was like, I go to the gym every day. Yeah. And he's like, what do you do? Mop the floors? You opened the door.
That's how I grew up, man. That's when people talk to each other.
You opened the door at the airport and we fell out laughing. And it's like 20 minutes later. And this poor guy, he doesn't know us. And his intro to, we're on the fucking plane.
Yeah, but trial by fire. Now he's part of the group,
Yeah,
like it's like
we were on the plane just fucking crying, and we were in Vegas yelling over the casino. What do you mop the floor? We thought it was the fucking greatest, and he just had that thing where
was he able to? Did he see the funny in it, or was he like?
When we got to Vegas, we were drinking. It was good, but in like the limo and everything, it was very awkward for. Yeah, he didn't and you know what happened was like. all of us heard it and he didn't. So we're all laughing and he's going, wait, what? What? And we're laughing even harder because, oh my God, man. It was my boy Frank, man. He hit him with a few.
Core memories, man.
So good. All right. Would you rather watch a movie at home or in the theater?
I'll go with I would say it depends on the movie. There are some movies like I kind of like, they're good for the couch. And they're good for like just paying attention and the one-on-one kind of, and then there's some you kind of want to share with like a crowd.
Star Wars.
Yeah,
type.
like you want that like the energy of people. Like I've seen movies in theaters with amazing crowds that I think made the movie better.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like even a comedy show. Like if that crowd is hot, it's like addictive, and everybody's got this like kind of similar energy and feeling the same vibe. It's an elevated experience. But then there's sometimes where I've been to a movie theater and I hated it. Like people don't stop talking, or it's like the seats aren't. You know, it's just
Yeah.
It is what it is. I'm old school. I do like to try to get to the movies. It changed a bit for me after COVID, but I recently been trying to go back to the movies for certain movies. Like I just saw Weapons in the movie theater. I'm trying to see that new Paul Thomas Anderson movie with Leo.
I hear it's great.
I heard it's great.
Yeah.
I went, so I'm trying, but I also like, I'm like a guy that likes to be home as well, though.
I'm always
sports. I'd rather watch at home than in a bar or
even at the thing.
Yeah, at the thing. Yeah, like you go into a game, I do it because it's fun and you want to get one in every once in a while.
Yeah.
But especially if the game is important or like you really want to pay attention to the game, I want to hear every word. Yeah. Like I throw a Super Bowl party every year. I've just been doing it like maybe the last like 5 or 6 years, and like it's great because I get all my friends and the comics come over and everything. But I always have an internal debate where I'm like, I never watch the game. Like you don't watch the game the same way.
Yeah,
it's like on a regular Sunday, I'm a Steelers fan. I'm watching the Steelers. I'm like locked in. Like
yeah. I'm always at home guy. What if you don't know what the movie's gonna be? If someone just says you're about to watch a movie, would you rather be if you don't know like it's gonna be fucking Star Wars or it's gonna be some fucking thing you'd rather be?
Yeah,
at
like
home?
take that out of the equation.
Yeah.
If you remove the fact that I'm always pretty tired, like if I'm just a normal person on paper, I think getting out to the movie theater is the experience of the movies.
Yeah. See, I've gone to like when you talk about it's better sometimes when you're in the theater. I've gone to like a friend's premiere of like a show or something like this, and you watch it and you're like, oh my God, because like you're in this. You're also
premieres are great.
You go to a premiere and you go, that show is great, and then you put it on at home and you go, this fucking sucks.
Yeah. It's like that's so funny because like
it's a free popcorn.
It's stand up when a crowd is really great, you almost can't judge your material on them because it's not an accurate indicator.
Yeah.
So it's like if I have it's somewhere in between. If I like have a terrible crowd or a crowd that's like, if I'm like, hey, they're like, oh my God, he's the greatest man alive.
Yeah.
It's like you can't really. It feels good, but you can't judge it. So like premieres, they make the movie better because I've done the same. I've gone home and be like, oh, that wasn't even half as good as I thought.
Right. Yeah. My friend was like, hey, my buddy Kevin Hart is doing a fucking set at the Cellar, and I had never been to the Cellar. I've only been to a comedy club like 3 or 4 times.
In your life?
Yeah, just because like ever since I've been sober, like they feel a little dark to me. Like
I get that.
The smell,
I get
everything.
that.
I'm like, I get a little like, ugh.
Yeah. They're
But
supposed to be by nature like dark and like low ceilings and moody and like because that's like that's how comedy is best experienced. But I know what you mean by that.
And when I go now, it's like to see my friends, and they're like, "Come in the green room and this," and I feel uncomfortable. I don't feel like I belong there.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't want to be here, but also it feels rude to be like, "No, I'm leaving."
Yeah,
like,
no, I get
it's a
that.
weird
I
kind
get
of
it.
thing
Yeah.
where like, but so my friend's like, "Hey, Kevin Hart's gonna do the Cellar. He's gonna leave tickets for us if you want to go." I'm like, "Okay, let's go." Nobody in the crowd knows he's coming. So you watch the crowd with these other comedians who they've never heard of and how they respond to them.
Yeah.
And then as soon as somebody gets on the mic and they're like, all right, we got a surprise for you guys. Kevin Hart. And they go nuts. He literally would be like, I'm walking down the street the other day and they're howling, laughing. Like you can't even hear some of the jokes. They're just, but it's that premiere thing where like you're with your friends, free popcorn, free soda. You sit down and there's like a vibe. Everybody's happy to be there. And then you're like, hey, this show is good.
He's in the movie. Look at the guy.
And then the worst part is I very, very much value my friends valuing my opinion about shows and movies and stuff, because
Yeah.
I'm not somebody who just throws around like, you should watch this.
Yeah.
But then you leave there and somebody asks you how it was and you're like, good, you should watch it. And then they're like, what the fuck did you tell me to watch? They're like, this is dog shit. I'm like, what? It was fucking great. We had it, but you get caught up.
Yeah, it was
You know?
great, but I was sitting next to Keanu Reeves at the time.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you're like, everybody was buzzing.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like that like
energy.
when the names came on the screen, everyone clapped.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah,
It's like
exactly,
you see someone's
right.
name and they're like, yeah,
Right,
you
right.
know?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. This is one I only realized even was a thing at an older age. What about outdoor mall versus indoor mall?
I'm gonna go. As a kid, I didn't even have. There was no outdoor mall really. It was like those came later with like outlets and stuff and stuff.
That's what I'm saying. I
The
didn't
kid
realize
is an
until,
indoor mall. It's like I took the bus with my friends. It was like like when I hit like 8th grade,
Yeah.
and I would go with like $20-25, go to Spencer's, get a poster, get
Yeah,
some
yeah.
pizza, and then maybe like I don't know what, and it was like a whole adventure in the mall that day. It was like the whole day was in the mall, but it was like you may as well have been outside. You run into people, you try to talk to girls,
Yeah.
you're buying like shit, so that was my like youth experience. If I had to choose now, outdoor mall though.
it's so much better.
It's just so much better.
Now that I'm older, I'm like,
you get
this is
fresh air. You in and out. It doesn't feel like you're just like.
You're getting you feel like you're getting your steps in like
Yeah,
a healthy.
yeah.
I'm like, am I golfing or am
I like an outdoor mall.
It's
I also
so
like
much.
just like looking down the. Just I could I don't know. Just it's
so much better to me.
One of the things I miss is going to malls. Like I don't do it I probably don't do it. I used to do it a regular amount, and then I don't because like I can't go where I live. It's just too close to home.
Yeah.
And it won't be a normal experience.
Yeah.
Malls are like that kind of actually because like for someone in the public like people just start tailing you.
Right.
And then like word gets out and they text their friends and other people and then people start coming and they follow you into a store and then you're like looking at a shirt and then you look around there's like people looking at you and so like one of the things I always like say to my wife is like that I miss like I do miss like not that I'm like I can't even imagine what someone really famous has to put up with, but just on my own level of it like I do miss simple things like sometimes she'll be like we're going to the supermarket I'm like I want to go like it's
Yeah.
like it sounds like the best thing ever like I just miss that. You know what I mean?
See, I could do it in 49 states and nobody bothers me. If I try doing shit in Jersey, I'm dead. Yeah,
You're
then people
done,
will
dude.
call their friends and be like, "You can't believe who's here." Anywhere else, they don't give a fuck. But when you're in Jersey, I always say
That's
like
so interesting.
in Jersey
Or
it's
New
like-
York too, maybe?
Yeah, but in New York, they're so jaded that like they're not gonna call their friend to be like, "The guy from Sopranos is here. You got to
Yeah,
get down here."
yeah.
No one gives a fuck.
No,
But in Jersey, it's like
you're the president.
I always tell people when I go to Jersey, I can't tell you how many people go, "I was watching Sopranos last night."
Yeah.
Last
man.
night.
Yeah.
I'm always like it's still on here.
Yeah, I mean it's arguably the greatest show of all time. And what are
But
you gonna do?
it's also like if I think about like the 5 blocks I grew up in, if there was a great TV show that was based on just the 5 blocks I grew up
Yeah.
in, I'd probably watch that shit all the time.
Yeah,
too.
right,
Where like
right.
Jersey people are like, no, in the credits they pass my this and
yeah,
the
it resonates so much with them. It's like it's from Jersey, It's like
Yeah, and if the show was bad, it'd probably still be that people from Jersey love it.
Yeah.
like the fact that it did well and like put Jersey in a place where like now people go to Jersey there's like Jersey
the locations
tours of
are yeah,
Sopranos
yeah,
and this.
yeah.
Yeah.
I always passed the Bada Bing?
Yeah.
It was in like Lodi, was it?
I think so. Yeah. Satin Dolls. It was
Satin
called, I
Dolls.
think.
Yeah. It's still like I every once in a while I gotta pass that way, and you never not pass and go what the fuck, Bada Bing.
Yeah, I've gotten a text probably every year for 20 years where somebody said like, "I'm getting a lap dance right now, looking at your face."
Oh, you on the?
I think they have like our headshots or like there's some. I don't know. I haven't gone. But
Okay, I can't really say. I won't say the person, but where I live next to someone who owns Paulie Walnut's car from the movie.
Oh,
From the show. I'm sorry, from the show. Like the one, like it's like a black Cadillac. That
I never watched the show.
It was a
I don't even
screen
know what
used.
car he
Okay,
has.
I think
But
it's the one
yeah.
where like they go to the Pine Barrens maybe or something like that. Like,
Okay.
So I see that in like I see that car all the time.
Right,
It's like right outside my place.
Yeah, I
So,
know they did.
It's
a
kind of
lot
neat, but like that's what I'm saying. Like the dedication to the show is insane.
Yeah.
Like
Because people outside of Jersey still are fucking quoting it or
Yeah.
this or whatever. But yeah, man, in Jersey, and you love it. Like you love to see how
Yeah.
much, like they take so much pride in it, you
Yeah.
know? And like when we would be filming and they would come over, like just the best. Like,
Yeah.
and I always thought that Jersey caught a bad rap. Like when people are like, Jersey's the fucking armpit of America. I'm like, I only had good experiences in Jersey, even like before it was.
Yeah, I think it's like
Sopranos
anything
and
else. I mean, you could point out things that suck about a place or point out the best things about a place. It's just what you decide to focus on.
Yeah.
People aren't, I mean, Jersey essentially is home to me. You know, it's New York and New Jersey are the same thing to me.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, I mean, different. I mean, New York City is different, but like as a kid growing up in the suburbs from Staten Island, Staten Island's an extension of Jersey and vice versa. Like
Yeah.
a lot of friends, family, like there's no difference. Like being in Jersey feels like I'm home.
Yeah, 100.
So,
I
like-
even like, yeah.
Yeah. So like even watching your show, like same thing. Like I could completely relate to it. It just, not not like the mafia boss stuff, but like just the life, you know what I mean? Just the surroundings and everything. Like it just was familiar,
Well, that's the thing. Like when people see Joey Diaz, like they love Joey Diaz because they're like, you're like nobody I've ever met. And
He's like everybody I know.
I love Joey Diaz because I'm like, you make me feel at home. You make me feel safe. Like, or it's like, fuck that guy. I'm like, yeah, that's my whole, me and Jamie always talk about this, but it's like,
Where is she from?
she's from Long Island.
Okay. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's just it. Long Island's, that's the extension as well. That's it. Yeah.
Long Island. But she grew up in a way where like her family was like, oh, you better make sure people like you. And my family was like, fuck them.
Yeah.
Like every
Think they're
fucking
better than
turn.
us?
Yeah. Just every fuck that guy, fuck that anybody. And it was like, it's a great tool to have, where you could just, it's like, somebody said that you're like, fuck that guy. I don't, where she does not have that tool.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you could be like, Jamie, I met a stranger on the street. They said they didn't like your this. She'll be like, oh. Like it's the same as like someone who she's so close to. Yeah. It's like, yo, fuck that person. It's like, who fucking
I love how you
cares?
say it too, because you say it the right way. Like it's like that. You say like it's like, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah,
fuck
get the
that
fuck
guy.
outta it.
You know,
Like, yeah,
it's so funny because like I know when someone's off that. Like I know when I'm talking to someone. Like even when I'm, like on the road and I do a meet and greet, and I'm like, you're from East Coast. You're from New York.
Yeah.
It's just because if someone like tries to say that's not from New York, they'll say it, but I know the authenticity to it. Like because from hearing it out of my ears, like it's like I always it was fascinating when people get a dialect coach. And like I'm watching something, I have no idea this person's Australian, and they're like, I'm like, how do they nail it to the ear that much?
Yeah.
Like some people can really do. I don't know how they do it, but like,
Well, it's like Succession or like these. What was? There's another show where you're like, oh, the whole fucking cast.
Succession was one of them that I was like, what?
Yeah.
I watched the extras and like they're from New Zealand and Australia. I'm like, holy
Or you see like
shit.
Tom Hardy in something,
Yeah,
and you're
Tom-
like,
yeah.
what the?
How?
fuck?
How do they do it?
He's unreal.
Yeah, he's a chameleon. Yeah.
So like, how do you?
But he would be like, fuck that guy. Like
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
that there's something like,
But
you
it
know, in
does
the-
it does help because like I'm not like really good at accents, but one time me and my friend during COVID we went and we got a house in like by San Diego, and we're just like hanging there for a week, and we happened to find not Love on the Spectrum, Love Island. And it was the Australian version of Love Island. And we were watching it all week. And by the end of the week, I was great. Like,
Yeah.
full Australian. And
Australian's
now,
a fun one.
now if I try it, I can't even do it anymore.
Yeah,
But we had it
You
for
gotta
a week.
submerge yourself in it.
It was
right?
it was
Immerse
the
yourself in
best.
it, yeah.
We would just call everything was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
yelling
yeah.
at him from. I was upstairs, he was downstairs, yelling at him from upstairs, just all full Australian.
Yeah, it's
and then it
fun.
would like I remember like my friend. We went down there because my friend lived down there, and like his friends were like for the first 5 minutes they met us, thought we were Australian. Because
I love doing that. I love doing that, dude. I love doing that.
We didn't
Sometimes
even
I'll
know.
fake an injury. I'll like limp over and like I'll hold that for like 10 minutes. And I'm like, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm acting. It's just fun. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I find ways to amuse myself when nobody else is involved constantly.
Yeah,
Like I'm doing shit like that all the time.
I was watching a thing last night about when Ricky Gervais told a guy who was, I think he might have been like a delivery guy at the time, that like to come and he wanted to see him to possibly be on one of his shows. And he's like, the elevator door opened and Ricky was standing right there. And it wasn't his house. It was just like an office. And like he said to the guy, he's like, whoa, he's like, take your shoes off. And the guy started taking his shoes off in the elevator. And Ricky was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, he's like, it's an office. Like, why are you taking your shoes off? And he's like, I didn't even say hello to him before he fucking,
Yeah.
you
It's
know,
great.
bopped
It's
me
great.
on the head. It just made me look stupid. Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. You just reminded me of something that happened to me like a few months ago. So there was like I got invited to this party, this really, really big like party of these like wealthy people that I met through somebody else. Like I got invited like secondhand. I didn't know these people at first. So I went to their party and it's like this crazy they live in like a penthouse like in Lower Manhattan, like just an insane thing like to see, but they go all out and they're known for their parties. And there'll be like there'd be all sorts of stuff going on. Like there's a tattoo artist there's a full dance floor, there's food. It's like 5 different levels. There's a freaking pool in it. And
That's like a YMH Christmas party. Sounds like.
it's just wild, right?
Yeah.
And there's always a theme because it's usually like the woman's birthday or whatever. And so like the first year was like 80s, like when the first time I went was like 80s, like rock band, whatever it was. Everyone's all dressed up. It's a sight to see, right? So I missed a year and then I got invited back, and it was like the theme was art imitates life. And so you had to dress up as either inspired by or like a painting, an artist. And so people were coming. It was really avant-garde and like, they were going all out. So I invited 2 other friends of mine, my buddy Ari Shafir, who is a comedian.
Yeah.
And then my wife. And then my other buddy, his name's James Blake. He's like he's a producer, musician. He's like, and I'm like, we're going to go to this cool party. They were only in town for a little bit. I'm like, this is what we're going to do. I went last time. It's a site and everything. So we have to get all dressed up. Like we commit. I love a good like costume, like commit to it, kind of
I
thing.
hate it. That should be when we do a pod,
Yeah,
we should
yeah.
argue getting dressed up. I fucking
like
hate
it as a break
Ah.
from the norm. But it helps put everybody's mind in the same place where you're all on the same page. I think like that like will change the vibe of a party.
You're making me angry.
So one of my friends who's coming with us, she's like literally in the art world. She's an artist, she's an art broker, and she like lives and dies this stuff. And she's very artful. And so she creates all of our costumes from scratch. She goes to the store, she buys supplies, she talks to us. She made me
If somebody else could do it, then I would be okay.
So she outfitted us. It was insane what she did.
That's
My
great.
wife was wearing like a boa consisting of like, latex like gloves, like latex gloves,
Yeah.
like hot pink ones. She like blew them up, like 100 of them, made them into a boa. Like we looked crazy. Like she was like a Picasso, my friend, and she
Wow.
made me like the I forget the name of it's a famous painting. I went as a famous painting. We look crazy. I have a huge apple coming out of my head, and so these people live in this insane loft penthouse, right? And we all meet downtown and we're all dressed up and we look insane. And we get to the place and we go in and we see the door person. And I'm like, I'm going up to, whatever. And she's like, all right. And then she's just like, she takes the name and she goes, all right, go ahead. And we get in the elevator, and it's one of those places where the elevator opens up into the house.
Yeah.
Right. A place that like, I don't even know how wealthy you have to be to have this place.
Yeah.
You
You even feel a little guilty telling the story that you were there.
I do.
I know. I
do.
could feel it.
Yeah. Because it's not like God bless them and they're wonderful people and oh my God, like
Yeah.
holy shit. But like it's just it's just something a sight to see. So we get to you said the elevator opened, right, Ricky? So the elevator opens and when we step into the house and like there's nothing going on. Like I've been to this house. There's hundreds of people. It's a nuts party. So we step into the house and like there's nobody there. Nobody's in
late?
costumes. I went on the wrong day. I brought 4 of my friends and me. 5 of us show up dressed as Picasso
man.
paintings. We step into this person's home and they're just living their lives in the home. And I went one night early and we walked into their living room and I literally was dressed as a Picasso painting. And she's like, hey. And I'm like, hey. She goes, did you mean to come here tomorrow? I go, I think so. I go, I'm so sorry. I felt, and my friends, like they're all dressed up. She made these costumes from scratch. And I was like, oh my God, I am so friggin' mortified right now.
That's
And like they
rough.
were eating dinner. Like we just walked into their living room.
So what do you just back up into the
She was
elevator?
gracious enough to be like, oh, no, you could, and then like, she's like, the workers are going to get here in a little bit. Like the workers were coming up to like, they set up a stage in there and everything.
Right.
And so like, it was like the workers like working on stuff. And I just was like, I'm so embarrassed right now.
As soon as you left, she's like, this is why I said we don't do it at our house.
I should have known because last time I went in the lobby, there was like a line of people like arriving. and like you could hear the party. This is a building. They're in a building. They project on the building next door. It was a huge white brick building. They project like movies and art onto the building next door, so that when you're up in the balcony, you're watching this whole show.
This is in the city, in New York.
Yeah,
Wow.
and so like it didn't register to me that I didn't hear anybody in the balconies. I didn't see the light show. Nobody was in the
you're
lobby.
ready to party.
Yeah, and then so the lady at the front door was like, at the front lobby, like she was like, "Oh," I go, "We're here for the party," and she's like, "The party," and I'm like, "Yeah, the party," and she's like, "I don't think there's a party."
The party.
She goes, "I don't think there's a party," and me like, just so ignorant. All right, I go, "Trust me." I'm like, there's a party. I'm like, it's a huge party, and I've been to it before. Like, I was like, you know what I mean? I didn't say it
with
like
the
that, but
apple on your
in my
head?
head, yeah, with a fucking huge apple on my head, I'm like, there's a party. Like, I know there's a party.
So
you know?
what happened when you walked out 5 minutes later?
And when the doors opened and there was no party, I was like, oh my God, the lady tried to warn me. Like, there is no. But she didn't say that the party's tomorrow. She just was like, there's no party. And I was like, I looked at my friends, I'm like, there's a party. Don't worry, there's
It's top secret.
We're going to go up there and it's going to be the best day of your life. I talked it up so much. I was
were all those people around the next day for you to go back?
Yes. My buddy, I don't think my buddy James went back, but we made it a point to go the next day. And word had gotten out to everyone there that we showed up the day before. So when we got there, everyone was like, you the people that showed up yesterday.
Oh, that's
yeah.
That's rough.
It was a mortifying situation that ended up okay, but like to walk into that space of someone's home like that while they're eating, then like just dressed as a Picasso was ridiculous.
I did the opposite of that one time where I was home and it was like, whatever, 11 a.m. and I'm like meditating. I used to take an hour with no phone when I woke up. So like usually now I'm doing like 30 minutes. I'm not as good, but this day I did like an hour and a half. I'm like, no phone, no. I'm so good. I'm outside, I'm reading. I'm like, this is a fucking great day. And I finally grab my phone and look, and it's fucking emails from Annie, Jamie, everybody. And they're like, where are you? Are you okay? They thought I was dead. We had to podcast that day. But what happened was like in the text message, it said like, hey, we're moving to this day. And I was like, okay. And then they moved it back and I missed it somehow.
Yeah.
But because normally when you're late or missing something, you have this frantic energy.
Yeah.
I could not have been more peaceful while they were just fucking They were like, this guy's, and I have a substance abuse history. So they're all like, he fell
the
off.
mind goes right to
So
it.
they're all sitting around.
Like he's at Foxwoods right now in Foxwood sweats.
Yeah. And Jamie literally was going through her last text from me being like, no, he seemed fine. Like he seemed okay. And then I fucking just show up. And I'm like, that is my worst nightmare.
Yeah.
Being like, you guys are all sitting around waiting for me. And I'm on my couch just being like, yes, this is the life. You know?
All is right.
Yeah. And he's always fucking around. And like his second email was like sincere, you know? Like it was, I forget what it was, but it was like, bro, we're a little worried over
We
here.
love
I'm
you,
like,
man.
I felt like such a piece of shit. So one last thing before we go that I want to ask you about is you're not dating, but if you were dating and you're going on a first date.
Yeah.
You have a gift certificate to the restaurant.
Okay.
From somebody from Christmas or your birthday or whatever. Do you use it on the first date? Or do you feel like it makes you seem a little...
So, okay. So my guttural instinct is that I would feel a little bit weird to use that. But if I stop and think, there's no reason to feel that way. And so I would think better of it and I would proudly use it.
See, I think
I know what you mean because that's where I go immediately. But if you just start, like, what is wrong with that? Like, honestly, you have a gift certificate. It's almost crazy to go to the place and then they have to go back again because you didn't use it the first time.
it's insane.
Yeah.
But it just feels...
Wait. Is this a topic that's been talked about before?
No. I just thought of this the other day.
Really?
And I'm like, it feels to me... Because here's the deal, right? There's some restaurants now where it looks like a credit card, and you have a thing, and you go, here, I have enough money. They bring it back. It's like none's the wiser.
Yeah, right.
You know?
But then some are like they printed out like an inkjet, and you're like,
Yes!
I have it. This is okay. Yeah.
That is exactly what I have right now, and I'm like, I can't do it because the last time I did it, I was alone or like I was with a friend, and they're like, "Oh, what's the serial number?" And I'm like, pound 7-4, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, I can't
funny,
do
dude.
it. But since it's at the end of the date, I guess you can assess the date.
Yeah.
If I was having a
do one
fucking
better.
shitty date,
I would judge the person about how they reacted to me doing it. Because if they thought like, oh, this is tacky, I'd be like, dude, you're not real. This is it. Come on.
That's something she doesn't say out loud. She says it to her friend.
Right. But you get a
later.
vibe, maybe.
Maybe,
I
but
mean,
I don't.
if
I
you
think
had
you're
to
so
pull out,
caught
like,
up in
if
reading
you had
the
to
thing,
pull out
you
that
can't read.
and you're starting to say like pound 3-5, that's embarrassing.
Dash
It is.
4, and they're like, "What's the date on it?" I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
that's like that thing. Sometimes if something comes, like, the card rejected, and you know nothing's wrong with your card, right? It's like you paid your balance, like you have no idea why. Like maybe they think it's fraud, or maybe like
You
the chip's
traveling.
not real.
Yeah.
And you just feel like you're shunned by society in that moment. Like everyone, you're just like, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah.
everything's fine. I'm telling you. Like you feel it makes you look guilty.
Yeah, I've had it once.
I'm
where
like,
the
I
person was
swear
like,
to you, everything's fine.
The person was like, it's okay, it's just a water. Like, go ahead. And I'm like, no. You get that machine, fire that up. You restart the whole machine.
Especially if you're paying.
Yeah.
With somebody. Sometimes that happened to me in reverse, where someone's like, I'll take care of it, and then their card gets rejected. And I want
sad.
to. I don't know exactly what's going on. I want to be helpful, and I'm like, please, I'll get it. And, but I also don't want to insult them, and that's a sticky situation.
That's a tough one.
Because you feel what they're feeling, because it's a universal. I don't want them to feel that feeling, but then how do I make you not feel that feeling? But then if you're like, I'll get it, you might be like kind of like exacerbating like the feeling, like being like, I'll get it for you, don't worry about it,
Yeah.
But you also don't want to just be like not say anything, and then you know what I mean. I had that happen,
And you're like, and then you're a block away.
where
You're like,
someone
everything
tried
all right?
a second card, and that didn't work.
You're hanging out with the wrong group.
But I don't remember. I don't remember the scenario or the person, but I
Right.
remember distinctly.
Well, you dropped
this
them immediately
happened.
after, yeah.
No, I didn't. I felt horrible about it. I
Oh.
felt so bad for them, because I understand that's like double dose of like, but it shouldn't be embarrassing, but it just kind of is. And I worked as a bartender for like a decade, and like I would have to run cards, and I was also in that scenario as the guy run the card, and then having to tell the person, and I would try to like couch it. I wouldn't even be like, it's, some people are just like, it's rejected.
Right.
Like, I just be like, I would just be like, do you have an alternate card? I think the chip might not be reading, or something like that.
That's nice
like,
of
or
you.
something like that, but, and then you always feel even secondhand embarrassment for that person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. I think I wasn't sure my answer until we talked about it. I think I would, if the date was going perfectly.
Yeah.
I think I just pay and I don't even try the gift card. But if I'm unsure at all about the date, I'm fucking gift carding all day. Like I'm like, I don't give a fuck, like whatever. But if I'm like, oh, I just don't want.
Yeah.
Because just like Joe DeRosa goes home and he sits with the thing of like, well,
Oh,
wait,
you'll think about that.
maybe this, but like I might sit with it. But also it's like when you had to pay for that person's thing when their card got rejected twice, at some point when you had time to think later on, you're like, I hope everything's all right with that person, like I hope they're okay. But I think it's just to avoid any, now second date, third date, I don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah.
Fire. I'm saying
I'm using a coupon.
Yeah,
Never mind a gift
yeah.
certificate. I'm like
saying-
$10 off.
I'm telling her we're going here because I got the gift card.
Yeah.
Like it's fucking
Oh,
great.
do you
But
have
just the first date.
Do you have time for one small story?
We could be here all day.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
just
I
trying
don't
to
wanna
let you
hold
go.
anybody,
I don't want to let. I don't want to hold
I'm
you
cool.
up.
I'm good at it. I mean, it's just it's appropriate to what we're talking about. So, in the beginning, when we got the show on True TV, it's on TBS now, but Impractical Jokers, the person that was running that network was this guy, and he ran the network in a way that like everybody like was afraid of him, and like nobody would speak up, and like it really like affected a lot. And so that guy was later let go. And they changed regimes, and then probably know how television and this landscape is. Since I've been there for 14 years, I've had 4 or 5 full regime changes of the place.
Right.
So this guy, me and my friends, me and the guys from the show, we had this long-standing thing that whenever we celebrated something, we would go to Red Lobster. Right,
Yeah,
it was just a thing.
biscuits.
Yeah, the sea biscuits we call them. Right, so
Insane.
we just something we love to do. It's like we'll go, and it's like a thing we did. So we're in his office in the beginning of the show, and he says to us, if the show's a success, I'll take you guys out to dinner or whatever. And he goes, we'll go someplace real nice. Like we'll go to like Per Se or something.
Yeah, John George.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Per Se is like this, fancy ass, like you're gonna pay it all that. And he's like, and he's like, we were like, oh, cool. Like actually, when we celebrate, we go to Red Lobster. And he's like, Red Lobster. And we're like, yeah, that's, we just always did it. And he's like, okay. So when the show came out after like a handful of episodes, it was doing really well. So we went to the Red Lobster in Times Square and we asked for a table, and they give you like the beeper to let you know when it's ready. And it's like a red claw. The beeper is like a red claw that glows.
Yeah.
And so we asked for a table and then just stole it. Right. And then we put it in a fancy velvet box, like a satin box, like it looked like a Hope Diamond in there. And we put it in there and we mailed it to his office. Yeah. And it was like the buzzer to get for a table to Red Lobster. Yeah. So he gets it and he's like, all right, let's go to Red Lobster. He calls them up and he I guess they have a private room in that location at Times Square. It's like the captain's quarters or something, right?
Wow.
So he reserves that for us. And the guy, I could say this now because I'm a decade removed from this man, but nobody liked the guy. And he didn't treat anyone with respect. And he thrived off of making people fear him. And he had like outbursts. He would threaten us and threaten people. And I'll cancel the show or I'll fire you. And he was
that's fun.
A douche.
Yeah.
Right. I'm sorry. And if you've reformed, if you're watching this and you've reformed, good for you. But I think word probably got back to you that nobody liked the way you acted toward people. So fuck it if you know now. But so he was like a real asshole in that way. And so we get to Red Lobster. And they take us to this back room and he's not there yet, right? And we didn't like this guy. So we say to the waiter, we say, look, when we order, we're going to order like anyone would normally order. Like if I say I'll have this, this, or this. That's what we're going to say then. We're telling you right now, we want like 5-pound lobsters. We want every item on the menu. Like we want, bring endless this. So when I say I'll have this meal, bring me the biggest lobster you have. So, and we're not telling this guy. So he gets there and the second in command get there and we have this dinner. I actually still have a photo of this dinner from this tape. I just saw this the other day and I was like, here, this is it. This is the actual picture of us at dinner.
I want to see the guy no one likes.
It's the guy with the glasses in the front there. So this is a picture we take. So we're there for a few hours.
Wow, you guys look so young.
Yeah,
That's
it was
crazy.
2011. Wow. So we finish this meal and the waiter comes and drops the check. And this guy, he got the check and like we're like making nonsense shit, but I'm watching him and he opens the book and the thing folded like a CVS. It was like a CVS receipt. It was like a quadruple fold and he went like that and he looked at it and he looked it up and down and he was confounded. He didn't understand. And it was like $700. Red Lobster, $700 is a lot of money at Red Lobster. And you could tell that he didn't want to say nothing, but he was like, what the fuck? And then he didn't want to play cool. He didn't want to call the waiter over. But this thing, I tried not to laugh. And then my buddy on the show, he had printed out on his inkjet printer $5 off at Red Lobster. And he had it folded like this. And as soon as he opened it up and he was like looking at it, my friend was like, oh, I have this as well. And he slid it over and the guy was like, right. And he opened it, $5 off. He went, oh, fuck your coupon. He literally was like, I don't know. I guess he like kind of like, I don't know. I guess he kind of like knew that we were fucking around. Yeah. I don't know if he didn't know that we ordered all that stuff extra, but I think just even no matter what the bill was, he was going to slide over. So he knew he was joking with $5 off, but I think he was upset about that it was $700 and he just looked at it and went, oh, fuck your coupon and threw it back out. But speaking of, $5 off coupon, we nailed that guy. We got him.
It's such a shame.
That was the only way we could get him and we got him.
It's such a shame that people like that can be unlikable. It's so easy to, because growing up in the fucking business or whatever, it's like you've met the people where you're like, you can't believe how nice this guy is. Like, guy who's rich and powerful and this, and then you meet the other people and you go, you're a fucking real piece of shit. Like, and it was even, I look back now and I go, I was a kid. Like, I remember being fucking 13 and people just being a piece of shit and being like, you're being you have everything from the outside, and look, you have this. It's
a miserable person. Doesn't matter what they have.
You have to do, and then you meet other people where you go rest in peace. But Brad Gray was a guy who I forget. I think it was Brad Gray, whatever it was called, like Gray, and he was the nicest guy. Every time that we would go out there, he would have a party at his house with all of us. We'd show up on the right day. Yeah. But you go, and he had a fucking bathroom in his place made out of fucking Legos. He had Ralph, he had a giant, fat, why am I losing the word for a fucking, what's the,
I do this every day.
yeah,
I lose my words every
What's the
day.
thing in a store that wears the clothes? I'm so stupid.
Mannequin?
A mannequin.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
This
I couldn't
happens to me
think of
every
the
day.
word.
Welcome to 40.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has a giant fat mannequin in his basement with the actual bus outfit that Ralph Cramden wore on the Honeymooners.
Oh my God.
Like, and he'd be so happy to walk you down and be like, this is, and I was
Yeah.
fucking a kid. He didn't care. He fucking had so
Yeah.
much fun. He fed us in this amazing way. He
Yeah.
did. So like, in the beginning, we weren't winning any Emmys, so he would do like a fake Emmy award
Oh, that's
for
cool.
us. That was like a fake award, and everybody won for like these stupid reasons.
That's
it was
fun,
like
man.
it was like the one I got was like best swimmer, and I'm like flailing in a pool in one scene, and like they just had, and it's like you meet people like this, and then you meet the scum, and you go,
Yeah.
just be in the fucking middle. Like you don't
Yeah,
got to be this nice guy,
yeah.
but like how are you just
It's a shame.
piece of shit?
Yeah, you're gonna cross paths with both types, right? It's just
Dude,
like
I won't say who it was. This guy wasn't a piece of shit, but I just reminded me. Last thing before.
name
go.
names.
Yeah, I can't say who he was, but so we have a meeting with this guy in his office, right? And it's a really nice fucking office or whatever. And one of the like the bookshelves opens up, and he comes walking out of it because that's where he was.
Nice.
And he's got the wet hair. You could see like the kind of wet marks on his like suit shirt or whatever, and he's got little pieces of toilet paper on 2 bloody spots on his face. That's a shower and a bathroom where he can shower, but for some reason he sat there through the whole meeting with the toilet paper bloody, that you see the blood coming
like the
through
cuts.
the
Yeah,
toilet paper,
yeah.
and you can't, I don't know a word this guy said the whole
Yeah,
meeting. I
you're-
couldn't tell
you're
you.
just looking
I'm
at
just
his-
like, I'm agreeing to things. I don't even know what the fuck is going on, but I'm like, this guy is bleeding
Yeah.
out of his fucking
He's got a
face
fresh wound.
at him. Right.
He's got an active wound.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we're all walking up like, all right, you ready for the meeting? And he comes
Right.
out fucking wet and bleeding.
Yeah,
and we're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
what the fuck is that? But that stuck with me forever. I'm like,
Yeah.
this guy is just so
Removed.
whatever
Yeah.
that he comes out. And he doesn't like, listen, in the fucking insane world you do that, you go, listen.
You break the tension immediately.
Yeah, you go, I'm a fucking idiot.
I'm bleeding, guys. Please,
Yeah,
please look at anything but my face. Please, guys.
Yeah,
Joke around.
this guy, he's got fucking suspenders on, never addresses just the blood. And you're watching during the meeting dry and get darker. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't look away.
Yeah,
from this.
I've spoken to people with like an active wound, like, and you're just like, it repels you.
Yeah.
You're like, I can't. You have a fresh wound right now. Like, what you have more important things to be doing. Like, what are you talking
Tough.
about? Yeah.
Lot of active wounds in New York City.
Yeah,
That's one
it's
thing.
like the end of the spectrum of like if you're talking to someone like something in their teeth. That's always the thing too. It's like I don't want to embarrass them, but I also want to help them. Like if
Yeah.
you got something in your teeth, do you hope I tell you?
Always, but I always tell people too. I think the hard one is the breath.
Yeah, breath is tough.
That's
Unless
the
you're close with
really-
them.
Or if it's
close, you're like, dude, you got to fucking do something.
100%, or if it's a one-off. Like if you go like, because like I have a friend who will tell me all the time because I eat kimchi,
Yeah.
and she'll go, I know you ate kimchi today because it's
Yeah.
fucking, you've got the kimchi burps or the
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
which is that's totally fine.
Right.
But it's hard when it's like a chronic
Yeah, it's tough, bro.
thing,
It's
and
tough.
you go, like I know one of my friends got me.
I won't say it if it's chronic.
If it's
I know
chronic, it's
I know
so
I know
tough.
chronic people, and you got to stay about 3-4 feet away, and that's it. And then you don't say anything because it's never gonna. It might not change. How do you approach? How do you tell? Even if
It's
you want to be
hard.
helpful, you don't want to embarrass that person. You don't wonder, do they know? Has everyone in their life not told them?
But here's the
have they never
problem.
been closer than 4 feet to someone?
But this leaves it open that anybody could be chronic, because I could be chronic and no one's telling me.
Yeah.
You got to tell. Listen, if I'm around someone all the time and I love them, I would. You bring it up. You have
Yeah.
to. But the hardest thing is like when you have friends who you haven't seen in a while, and then you see them, you don't want like the first fucking visit back to be like, hey, you're chronic. You know? Like, so you're just like, fuck, what do I do? But it's
You
such a
want to.
fucking tug of war inside.
But sometimes like with the teeth is like also like I'm like, do I tell them they have something in their teeth? Or, it's hard to talk to them. Oh, you know what the most embarrassing thing is? You go because I don't want you to forget.
This is the next pod. This is the idea for the pod. we call people and tell them they have bad breath.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
So what we do is first you go through everyone on the pod. Then you start saying, hey, here's our email. Here's our phone number. We'll call whoever you want.
We'll call them for you.
That's what I'm saying.
my
That's
God.
our pod.
That's mortifying. dude. I know that's
it's so easy if
that's
you
something
don't know.
I would watch.
If you don't know somebody, you're just helping. You don't.
You're
It's
just- you're the
not hard to you.
messenger.
You call up. You go, hey, listen,
Yeah.
Brenda says
Oh,
you're
is it?
chronic.
Oh, wait, is it anonymous? What if it's anonymous?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We
No,
could
it
leave
can't
it up
be
to
me.
them. We leave it up to them. We say, hey, do you want us to tell your friend that it was from you?
Okay.
And then we get updates from people.
Okay, here's the way. Okay, so you can give them the option to opt in or out. So you say, "Hi, we're calling you, and we want to know. We're going to tell you some information. Do you want to be? Do you want to be anonymous, or would you like to be identified? So
Right.
you're anonymous. Okay, and would you like to know the person that contacted us, or would you like that to be anonymous?
Well, that we leave up to the person who wrote it.
Yeah.
So once they say okay, then we ask the other person.
So if that person wants to remain anonymous and this person wants to remain anonymous, then we say an anonymous person is telling you that you need to do something about your breath because it's been an issue for quite some time. No one's gonna know now who you are. So we come in peace. Like this has to be. You shouldn't come away from this shamed. You should come away from it knowing you have someone that cares for you because nobody knows. You're not getting embarrassed right now. I'd still be embarrassed if it was me on the other line.
Yeah.
Because we know who it is.
And we also do BO. Just for people out there, just so you know, we also conquer BO.
I think BO is almost worse. Because you could eat something bad and like be like, all right, this isn't the norm. But like when someone always, I guess,
I don't know. Some people.
I think someone who has, people can have chronic, I guess they call it halitosis, and either not know it. And there's nothing they could do about that. I think more so than not, bad breath probably can be controlled. But when someone always smells like BO, that's a whole like it goes from just the mouth to the full bod. That's tough to like let them know that because that's not like can you have a mint? That's like you're a stinky person.
But then what we do once a year, like the show intervention, at the end we have the people who we've rehabilitated.
Yeah.
And they come in and they go,
They're like, hey.
Yeah, and we sit right fucking next to them. We go, this is delightful.
My buddy Casey Jost, he's on Jokers. He's now the director. He's been with us since day one. He's really fun. He has like just a running gag every day on set. He walks up and hands me a mint every single day. It's no matter what though, you know. Like, and we've had guests on the show and he makes them do it. Like, so he's got like John Mayer came to me one time. He's like, you need a mint, even if I don't. But I'm always like, it's funny, but I'm always like, do I?
My one friend had a thing where like he would always have gum, and you would say to him, "Can I get a piece of gum?" And he'd go, "You know," or do you have gum? He'd go, "You know, I always have." So then it became, "I always have," and then it was just like a thing where you'd be like, "Yo, do you have?" He'd be like, "I always have."
Yeah.
I'd be like the guy. You're like, "Oh my gum guy."
So the most embarrassing thing I think I can think of right now is if you have something in your teeth.
That's nothing. That's a fart and a twister.
But if you're midday and you're like a chia seed right here. I had that at 7 a.m. It's 4 p.m. You're like,
help me
I've been
out.
walking around like a fucking lunatic. People don't trust you. Like if your glasses are crooked or there's a hole in your sock or something like this. There's telltale signs where you're like, nah, that person's not stable.
Yeah,
if I'm
you look
walking
like you just
around
got in a
all
car
day with a
accident.
piece of kale right here,
Yeah.
and like I tried to lease a car and nobody told me.
So you're saying sometimes you don't tell people when they have stuff in their teeth? I'm 100%.
Yeah, I'd like to think that I'm the person that's like immediate, like, hey, you have something in your teeth.
I'm right
like
away.
Immediately.
Yeah,
This way.
there's nothing
But if you don't tell someone right away, if I'm talking to you for a half hour and I go, you have something in your teeth, that's an issue.
Yeah.
You gotta tell them right away. Otherwise, it's like you can't let them know you've been having an internal battle and they've been looking like a fool for 30 minutes.
See, that podcast wouldn't be as successful. Hey, you got something in your teeth? People call us while they're out at dinner and they're like, hey, can you help me out?
Check this out on FaceTime, my husband right now.
Yeah. No, like, hey, turns out.
Here's the thing that I think is the most embarrassing. When you inadvertently are talking and like food shoots out of your mouth.
Oh, my
Or like
God.
spit or food. Like if we were talking right now and I laughed or something and spit shot out of my mouth, two things happen. One is it like you have to immediately, what I do is I immediately acknowledge it. Immediately. I have to cut it off right there.
Yeah,
I go, I just shot, look, I just shot a piece of like bagel out of my mouth. Like that was embarrassing.
Yeah.
But it's still embarrassing. It's of no fault of your own, but there's something about food that's been in there a minute.
Horrible.
That's been just marinating, and then all of a sudden it shoots out when you're like in the middle of saying something. And the worst is if it lands on you.
Or if it lands in your food.
Oh, God.
That's the word, because now it's just gone. It's food in food.
I've had close talkers recently. Recently, I had someone talking to me, and they spit when they were talking. They were this close to my face. Their spit landed right here, and like now I got to be like, if I wipe my face, because he's not saying it, he knows he spit in my face.
I hit him with the thanks.
I know he spits in my face. So if he doesn't gonna say I just spit in your face, then that means that I have to go. You just spit in my face. I don't want him to feel like that. So now I'm talking to this guy with a bead of his spit right here, and my whole body is feeling like it's dying. And I'm like, and I can't wait to get away and get the spit off. And then I got to touch his spit. You know, so if you spit on someone or you shoot
You think that's why our grandparents had handkerchiefs?
Yeah, just like in the back pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the paisley
Always.
ones. Yeah. But if like same thing, or if I'm talking to you and like my food, like if I just like shoot out a piece of potato chip and it lands like right there, I have to be like, I'll say it. I'll be like, I just shot food out of my mouth. But I'll also be like, look at you in the eyes and be like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Because it's so mortifying. But it's not
horrible.
really any fault of our own. But there's something about that was supposed to go down my trachea and now it's on your sleeve and it's like very embarrassing.
You got to give it to women. I feel like out of what you're talking about, out of 100 times, 99 times it's a guy, 1 time it's a woman. Like I've never dated a woman, but I have friends all the time where I'm like, this motherfucker spit on my arm.
Yeah.
When like women somehow don't do that.
Nope. One of my first dates ever, I was like 15. I got set up with this girl and I met her at the ice skating rink and like we were sitting on the benches and she laughed and she shot a piece of lettuce out of her mouth like onto my it was on me. I remember that. Maybe it was on my my pant leg. We were sitting down and I literally did not know what to do. I didn't have the social experience to be like,
I don't
this
know what
girl
to do
was
now.
cute. And like she was really cute and everything, and I was like, it was nervous just to be there. So when the lettuce shot out onto my leg, I just was like, and because she was laughing and she went, and it like shot out, and then like she saw it and I saw it, and nobody said shit about the lettuce. So I think I was traumatized from then. I think probably.
Yeah, it's a bad listen when you get and like I've been in 1 or 2 situations where you don't want to wipe right away, but I immediately, if their spit hits my face, I go, oh thanks, wow, that you gotta hit 'em.
That's nice. That's a you're doing me a service if you do that.
Yeah, but there's nothing you could. It's not like the bad breath of the BO. There's nothing you can't take back the spit. You don't a week later go, oh, I'm controlling the spit.
Yeah,
There's nothing you
but for
could
some
do.
reason it's more embarrassing to me
When you spit, yeah, it is.
when
It's
something
just,
shoots out of my mouth.
because
It's like
it's
an
showing
assault.
it's showing you have no control over it. Like you're just a wild.
It's just weird to shoot food out of your mouth, spit onto someone's face.
Yeah.
It happens to the best of us. I mean, you know, it is what it is.
But it's even
I've
doing
had
it
it.
alone.
I've had it go. This is really. I don't even
In
like to
someone's
talk about it
mouth?
because I was gonna say my eyeball though. Like I had it go in my eyeball, and I feel like 28 days later, like I just feel like I'm like in a few moments I'm gonna turn into a fucking zombie. You know what I mean? Like I'm like I just feel like whatever you have, I have.
That's such a great idea for a skit. Like now that you have AI and you could use, it's like so cheap to make like special effects. Like somebody spits in somebody's eye and they just start. That's
Spitting
how it
in the
starts.
eye is another level because I can't look at you and be like, you just spit in my mucous membrane, bro. Like your spit is mixing with my eyeball juice.
We've just
Like,
become one.
Yeah, like and then what's happening internally when you have to continue that conversation? My body's having a full panic attack.
Yeah.
Like I just feel it, their spit marinating in my eyeball. You know what I mean?
It's
And
the
like-
worst.
And I just feel like I'm gonna get like pink eye or AIDS or whatever it is. Like I don't know if you could do AIDS. I don't know how AIDS happens, but
Oh my! You know what the worst is? Like it's happened to me probably maybe 3 times in my life where you're walking. So like when I'm in New York, my favorite thing is to walk around. Just like I'll go West Side Highway, East Side, and just fucking you want to hit somebody up. You want to go for a 2-hour walk, and you just fucking go and you end up eating, and then you walk again. If a runner comes by and bumps into you, and you get the sweat. I'm done. Like my whole that day is ruined. The walk is ruined. My week is. It's over.
that
like
sheen.
and they're like sorry because they're in the zone.
Yeah.
So they're like sorry. Like that's life. This and I'm
I
like
got
no.
goosebumps.
I want them to die.
The texture and feeling of it is. Do you ever work in a deli?
No.
Okay. Well, when you slice open a boar's head ham, it's like pink and wet. Like that's what I feel like their skin feels like when it touches you, like a boar's head ham. It's just like that icky, like like.
I think I have where I was standing 10 years ago when that's happened to me. Like
Yeah.
it burns, like you were saying, it burns in my memory
I got
forever.
a new one. Okay. You're on the subway, somebody gets up, you sit in their seat, it's fucking hot.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Like it's just so disgusting.
See, I gotta say that.
But
to
that's not
me-
even transferring. It's just their body heat. But for some reason, I feel like I'm taking on their disgustingness.
That to me is less than when it happens somewhere else, because when I'm on the train, I'm prepared for disgust.
Yeah.
I'm in that zone where I'm
Yeah.
like, something fucking
It's not
gross
so
is
bad.
gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not as bad
But
as the
where-
woman next to you masturbating. Yeah, or the guy or whatever.
right.
Yeah.
I remember I forget, it was a video of somebody was eating spaghetti on the train.
I saw that. Unless there was more than one, but I saw
and
that.
you just got spaghetti on the
Yeah,
train. Like
spaghetti.
I couldn't eat spaghetti like right here
Yeah,
in an hour.
I know.
Like, because it's just like, I don't need to do this.
I know.
On the train,
Spaghetti on the train is crazy.
That's the name of a pod. Spaghetti on the train. yeah, it just
That's
shows.
a really funny name for like a pod about like people that don't have etiquette and like spaghetti on the train. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Dude, I could talk to you fucking
Yeah,
forever.
I'm sorry.
This
I'm
is
sorry. I
not-
feel like
we're
everyone
sorry to
went-
them. Yeah,
everyone
we're
went into
keeping-
overtime. I'm
yeah,
sorry about that.
everybody's dead in the
Yeah.
booth.
Do you have to edit it down to 60 or can you show?
No,
All
we
right.
could fire off. Yeah, this will be our longest pod ever, and I'm happy. This is what happens.
Oh
when
my
Jamie-
God, the one
when-
that she didn't show
When
is the
Jamie's not
longest
around to
one.
control. When the cat's away. You know? I'm like, dude,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah, man,
Thank
this was
you
so much fun. It felt like 10 minutes, bro.
Please you got to bring back Taste Buds.
I will. We will.
It's just the best.
We will.
We
We
need
always
to
will.
hear friends arguing and then being okay.
Yeah.
Because it's just so important. Especially in the fucking time this world is in right now.
Yeah.
People need to be able to say fucking fuck you, I hate you, and then go to dinner and laugh about it.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree. That's what we're missing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what Taste Buds is so that, man. It's
Yeah.
just
Have a little tolerance.
yeah.
You know? Like,
yeah, yeah. It's like, yo, I don't have to fucking like. My friend's an idiot. That's why I
Right,
love him. That's
right,
it. It's
right.
over.
That's
Like,
what I
stop.
love about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. I just
Thank you
can't
for
thank
having
you
me.
enough for coming in.
So much fun, man.
And the people. No one stuck around. Who is this person? But Jamie will be back next week. Calm down, everybody. You know the people who are like, oh, I saw Jamie wasn't here. I'm leaving right away.
I
You
know. I
those
wonder
people.
how this will be received. It being like, we basically they could have watched Dances with Wolves instead of this.
yeah.
This is like a 3-hour pod, but hopefully you guys don't hate me because she's not here.
Well, it makes me think of Titanic, but we were at Jamie's house like a few weeks ago, and Jamie's like, "Oh, I was watching Titanic with my kid, and they fell asleep right when it was about to get good." I was like, "About to get good? It's like the biggest tragedy, right when the boat snaps in half
Yeah,
and
I
everyone
can't believe I
dies."
dozed right before the mass casualties.
yeah. And I'm like, and he's 5 years old. I'm like, I don't know.
basically just watched the cruise.
Yeah. You fell asleep right before you were able to get traumatized. What's your problem? All right, we got to stop the podcast.
All right,
I'll
all
keep
right.
going forever. All right, thanks for listening,
Thank you,
guys.
bro.